Hello everyone, Untitled Chapter. Welcome to another mod overview, this time on Construction Wand. A mod that simply adds in a bunch of wands that assists with building. So, you can see here there's 4 tiers, and you've got Stone, Iron, Diamond, and Infinity. So, obviously they're limited to pretty much the same as you'd expect of typical tool durability. They do have a maximum block limit, and they have an angel distance as well. Otherwise there's a few modes and there's certain other options, and we'll try and get into those as best we can. So let's see, first up we've got Stone Wand, which is just stone and sticks, Iron Wand, Diamond, and Infinity with a Nether Star. And you can see obviously by pressing shift there's a restriction, direction, and replacement for either of these, and obviously other modes are available to different ones the further you go up, compared to stone I think only having maybe a few. I don't know, maybe it's just they differ based on durability I think, but we'll find out. So if I just cycle with the N key by default, you can see we've got the direction player, place blocks facing the player option, and you've got target, and then you've got pretty much that back and forth. And if we go shift N or sneak N, you've got no placement of replacing blocks, and you've got yes for replacing blocks, replacing certain blocks like fluids, snow, and otherwise. So if we just place here, for example, just do this, and you can see obviously a guide, like so, the following lines, we can see how far we'll go. And we'll find out, obviously, the more that we expand, that it is limited after a while to how many it can place in said row, besides just obviously having limited blocks on you being used up, unless you're in creative of course, I think. I'll actually test if in creative it actually still consumes blocks. I would assume not, but we'll find out. Yep, so that's still not going to be affected. Alright, so we go this way. Now you can see that it's limited with the stone one there. If we actually go to survival, which I have not got available until now, we can do this. So let's see, 63 and now 54. So it's going to consider every block obviously that you're placing. So each block is obviously going to be 1 unit of durability. And we'll test now with iron and see what it's capable of in terms of reach, besides the obvious on the following there, 27 blocks. So we'll just expand the platform as much as possible, and we'll eventually be able to find out. So obviously, how far 27 blocks is out in the world. That's kind of obvious, I guess. So, there we go. So that's about, I guess, maybe half the platform there. You've got, obviously, I think still the same modes. Yep, so there's no difference in modes there. Yep. And we'll test now with diamonds. Just go to this end because it makes it easier to present how much there is. And that's probably just not doing it because it's cut off based on the other. So that'll be at 128. Yeah, I'm not going to show that because it's kind of self-explanatory. And you've got obviously 1,000 blocks, so that's quite wide. So there's that. And the durability we already know from the table anyways. So we'll just go to the Infinity one just to make things easier, as there's no limited durability, just only the limited blocks that we have. And we'll go between the different modes. So we'll go with N, which allows to replace blocks. So if we want, we can place there, we can place on top, that's fine. If we want to, say, replace a bit of grass, or place grass, I guess we can. Right, I guess just places on anything that can there. So what am I supposed to do? Trying to think. Tall grass, snow, and fluids. Okay, I need to find some fluids. So if we go to some water here, for example, we can place in terms of here. That'll do that. If we do this, it won't. So it won't allow me to place it on the side now. But if I change that, I can now place regardless of there being water. I can do the same with snow, not the snow block. Just put some here, and we'll just ignore the rain. Let's do that. Okay, this. Or is it of a certain point? Or is it maybe a snow block? Unless I'm missing something. There we go, that's why. That's what I was after. We can add the snow on, I guess. Or in that case, where it's gonna happen. I'm just trying to think of the right situations to use them. And obviously grass would work, I assume, similar to the snow when it comes to just replacing things. Whilst the water or lava, it doesn't really matter, because it's just along the water place. Rather than just like the on top of a block sort of placement of things there. Otherwise, besides the replacing option, we have the target option. So place blocks with the same direction as the target block. So there's that, I assume. If we go here, it'll be when facing the player. So let's see, let's do that. So that's when considering the player, and that's when, if I can try and get it to work. If we do this like so, okay, I can't bind it to what block is the target block though, like you can in others, so yeah. But either way, you've got the two options, of course. So you've got it based on where you're facing, and you've got it based on the direction. So if we just did it like on the side, for example, we did it like here. Yeah, it's not exactly that easy for me to work out how to distinguish it, but if you were able to expand it, I assume more and more, you can just do that, I guess. Anyway, I don't know. But other than that, that's probably it. I don't know the actual distance part that they're on about with the angel mode. What does that mean? Let's see. Place a block on the opposite side of a block. Rows of blocks you're facing. Maximum distance depends on the one tier. Right click empty space to place a block in midair. Okay. So, for example, if I had a tower here, and then we just move that, we can assume just expand off of it. Let's see, similar to angel blocks, which is what I thought it was associated with, so that's fine. Or comparing it to, or naming it after. If you need to have the block you want to place in your offhand. Okay, so that's what I want. Okay. Right, okay. And I didn't have to activate that at all? It just does it? Because there's no key binding for it, so I'm assuming the facing one is what I want. Yeah, I'm going to want the facing one. The target one you can place in a way, but it's probably best to do it with player because it'll be exactly where you want to place it, I assume. And there is a distance between each, I assume? No, it'll just probably do it underneath the player then? That's kind of awkward. Okay, with flying it's not easy. Okay, and you can keep pushing out, I assume, in that direction. That's not going to go behind me at all. That'll expand off that. Up to a limit. Okay. Okay, so that's angel mode then. Placement directions. Okay. There we go. So, direction player. Direction target. Okay, so that's that one, and then... Right, yeah, that makes sense with the logs. Okay, that's what I was missing before. You've got other things like the black hole talisman can supply certain stuff from shulker boxes, it seems, which I'm not too familiar with that, but still a possibility. So there is Britannia support. Holding down control and click. Shift and control while looking at blocks will show you the last box you placed. That's not helping. Okay, so we just do that. Oops, we need to get out of angel mode. Removing that. How do I get out of angel mode? Okay, so default mode and so on. Okay, so shift clicking gets you into angel mode. That's what I was doing before. Okay, so there is a way to activate it. So that, hang on a second. shift clicking. Sorry, shift control. Oh, okay, that's what I wanted. Okay. So, probably like immediately after it'll do that. So just place like there. Or it's like if you have a lot more, it'll recognize it, I guess. So it's just a hold there. Oh, okay, so you can remove it by right clicking, same as how you placed it, or you can break them all as a single block. Obviously, not even relevant to the wand. Otherwise, having blocks in your offhand will place them such and such. Look at your statistics to see how many blocks, and so on. And it won't burn in lava if you have the infinity one. So yeah, that seems to be it. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.